Action.
You're so funny. I'm so pleased. Last year, I interviewed Dean, millionaire by accident at the time, and really just trying to see what's happened in the last year, because he's now a different kind of millionaire. So Dean, can you just tell us about your 1 year journey since I last interviewed you?
Last year, we did an interview with lending and property funding that I do, and that has really taken off. But I went back to my roots, and my biggest passion is landscaping design, installation, and maintenance. But with all the experience I have of all these other businesses I've come up with a new invention. It's called City Garden Systems. Indoor food grow pod. Self-contained, all-in-one, water, soil, fertilizer plant in a box that can grow fresh, healthy fruits and vegetables indoors year-round by just adding water to it. And when we were talking last year, I had a path and a direction, but now I have a purpose. With this system with this system I have, City Garden Systems, the little transformational steps that I provide people will be able to grow and grow and grow for them. People haven't seen hyperinflation with the food. People haven't seen a really change or fluctuation. We all know food's a commodity, and it does work along with some other commodities that run the world. So if people can hedge against that and subsidize out of their own space and their security with their own fresh, healthy vegetables and fruits, by doing it themselves, it will lead the world to a new future of subsidizing by little transformational steps.
Right, Dean, that is just amazing what you're saying and sharing with our viewers. We're going to cover that in a follow-up interview, because I really want to see what's happened with your mindset and how it's changed. Because you've even been on the stage talking to lots of people. You've been emceeing, so something more has just changed rather than just a business plan for a new business. If you could, what I think my viewers would be interested in is the changes that have happened in your heart and how they came about.
It's funny you say that, Ben. I had a transformational moment of my own. I got to my breaking point. It's almost like with my digging gold from the soil. If you stop, you never know where the gold is. Gold is where you find it. And I'm a miner. So when I dig, we have to dig what we need to find our skills. I was a breaking point for my own self emotionally, to where I was being taught vertical. And vertical is how deep can a business go with horizontal avenues to keep that vertical going. All the education I continue to receive, but not understanding myself. And this is being a little personal, but I know you and I thank you. I got to a breaking point and almost gave up. And a friend of mine said, I invited her as a guest to an organization that I do, a retreat, this real educational retreat, this ultimate business retreat that I've done. And I knew she was unable to attend. So I invited her, and sure enough, we shared the room, and I brought her to this event. And I told her I wasn't going the next day. And she goes, I'm a guest, you have to go. Luckily I went, and I put my head down, but I went. Instead of picking my head up and using the proper verbiage just to bring myself back to life, I didn't. I settled down and thought this wasn't what it was for me.
Are you talking about a physical or an emotional breakdown? I'm a bit confused here.
Well, it was a little of both. The emotion kicked in that made my presence go away. When my emotion is solid, my presence is there. So a little of both, because I was down, I was depressed, and people saw that. They didn't see Dean Welch. They saw the emotions. So when you say physical, maybe it wasn't hurting, but it's showing. So my emotion, fighting myself, the ability to achieve, was me fighting my own self.
I'm guessing that what you're saying is you've made a lot of money, but but for whatever reason it wasn't resonating with your passion. Would that be right?
Yes, that's absolutely right. My passion is to help people. And how do I help people? The best way I can do it. Now, and again, I'm very passionate in lending. I'm very passionate in my author. I'm well speaking. But littler steps. How can I break it down? How can I find the person's why within myself to provide that why for them?
So what caused you to get out of that? How come you're not still depressed and blah 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 blah? What was that change that probably some of our viewers may be going through themselves?
Absolutely right, Ben. A lot of people go through this transformational form, and it's a learning curve, but it's how we take action today to change for tomorrow. I had some special coaching along with this, and the special coaching sat me down and brought me back to myself. Go back to your landscaping. Tell me a little bit about your gold. And when I explained it, the passion just rolled out from my tongue. But looking in a different way that I've never seen and never expressed before, it made it a little difficult. But as soon as I went back to knowing what I know, it flowed smoothly. So go back to what your basics are. Find your why. My why is to feed people, save money, and grow to where they can teach their families to grow, their friends and their communities. And again, I'm the founder of the City Garden Systems Guild, a community of indoor food growers that trade fruits and vegetables amongst themselves. So doing this with my app, you can grow tomatoes, I can grow zucchinis, and when you don't have the space for zucchinis, you reach out on the app and I provide zucchinis and you provide me tomatoes.
So Dean, apart from the trading, to the viewers, I'm just going to summarize this. If you're feeling, I don't know, depressed for no reason at all, you might be very successful already, just go back to your roots, try and find out what it is, why you wanted to become wealthy, or what your passion was, what was that about. And if you can't get there, I think what you did is you went to probably the JT Fox organization and got some extra coaching, and they helped you find that.
Yes, I did. I had a very special, unique coach from the JT Fox organization. I was doing the Ultimate Business Retreat, one of the biggest events, and the most educated small group of mindsets together. And a unique coach was the one that was ability to touch me and resonate what I have in myself.
So guys, thank you very much for just bearing with us, and thank you, Dean, for sharing your insights.
Thank you very much for the time and energy, and I know I got a little extended, so I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Wealth is something, people get confused between wealth and rich, right? If I were to explain that, wealth is something that you build for generation and generation to come. If you are rich, you have money now, and your next generation might be, broke.